In here get some of this teaching, Carlos. Because Marie Brown and Albert Brown, they invented the home security system.
Basically, the first closed-circuit television security system and its predecessor to the modern home systems today. It led to the foundation for video monitoring, remote-controlled door locks, push-button alarm triggers, instant messaging to security providers and police, as well as two-way voice communication. The fame of Brown's device also led to the more prevalent CCTV surveillance in public areas, according to a 2016 New Scientist report. 100 million concealed closed-circuit cameras are now in operation worldwide. Edmund Berger. In 1813, inventor Edmund Berger invented the spark plug. Although the internal combustion engine, in which the current version of the spark plug is used, was only in the developmental stages in the mid-1800s. Mr. Berger is still given the credit for the invention even without obtaining a patent. Henry Thomas Sampson Jr. was an American inventor known for creating the gamma electric cell, a device with the main goal of generating auxiliary power from the shielding of a nuclear reactor. Henry T. Sampson is the first African American to earn a PhD in nuclear engineering in the United States. He is best known for inventing the gamma electric cell in 19...
Y'all know that sucker smart right there. Woo! Woo! Go ahead on, Mr. Sampson.
In 71. Anna Mangin was an American inventor and women's rights campaigner. She invented a kitchen tool she called
the fork. We use the fork and the spatula every day, y'all. I never know that was Miss Anna Mangin that invented the kitchen tools.
A pastry fork in 1891. This was different from the eating utensil, also known as a pastry fork. George Crumb. George Speck, also known as George Crumb, born in 1824, was an American chef. He became noted for his culinary skills after being hired at Moon's Lake House on Saratoga Lake near Saratoga Springs, New York. In 1853, he created the potato chip.
I want to tell y'all the story behind this potato chip. Oh, he got mad at them. They didn't like his potatoes. They kept sending his potatoes back because they said it wasn't right. It just wasn't right. So finally he called himself on get revenge on her and just sliced him as thin as ever to get revenge on him, and everybody liked her. Wow. So when you eat your potato chips every day, think about George Crumb.
Sarah Boone was an American inventor who, on April 26, 1892, obtained United States patents for her improvements to
Taking a look at the monster dad. Now, this dad right here said he likes this son, y'all, because he said I was a bad kid, and my son reminds me of me. I was bad as hell. So we see, like father, like son. He reminds him of himself. He got all his behavior, his characteristic, everything about this man. He says it himself in an interview. He reminds me of me. I was bad as hell like a kid. But then he turn around and be in denial and say, but I was not no angry kid, though. I was not no angry kid. Yeah, but we see a lot of anger. Yes, you were. Well, we see a lot of anger in your son right here. This son right here got a lot of anger, you guys. This beautiful little boy right here got so much anger in him. Where is it coming from? Martell say he just like him. What do y'all think? Good luck. Good luck. I do wish little Chucky good luck. Good little Chucky is growing up to be a handsome young man, but little Chucky got a lot of anger in him. And there's nobody to help little Chucky. Where's his tribe? Y'all know this mostly about children. Where's his tribe, y'all? Where's this young man tribe right here? Where he can have a balance in his life. His mother stay angry all the time. The dad stay angry all the time. So they produce an angry child. This mama been angry ever since this little boy been in her DNA, been in her womb. He just like me, Dad said. He just like me. Bad as hell. I'm talking about monsters' dads, right? I'm looking at Martell as the monster dad today. So let's take a look at this. Urban Railroad in a video, right, on social media. A lot of people was rubbed the wrong way, y'all. In the video, Martell and Arian are with the kids for the holiday. Martell and Arian's son can be briefly be seen threatening to punch Sugar Mama, Martell and Melody's youngest child. That's not the only one. We see so much of this monster man when it comes to his children. I never forget that picture, y'all. Y'all remember that iconic picture of where Sugar Mama was sitting on the floor as she was barely walking in. He took a picture of and put that boy in his lap and put that baby on the floor. Then I remember that civil rights movement where he put that baby in the back seat by herself, Sugar Mama. And then we saw a video where he tried to embarrass Sugar Mama. I think she had an accident on herself. Monster Dad. This monster dad continuously attacked this mama. He even went so bad as you guys is stopping the children from making a bag. Monster dad. He pays no child support, right? Melody did order child support for him, but he don't take care of the children financially, right? So Melody goes out and be the hard worker, the breadwinner of the children. She formulates ideas and create products that the children can sell. And who had it banned? That dad. That dad said if he can't get any of that money that this baby is making, the child that Sugar Mama product, that child that he mistreat, right? The child that he puts on the floor, the child that he constantly embarrasses, right? He want money from her. If he can't make no money off her product, then she can't sell it, or he's going to make it hard for her to sell it. By what? Taking the children off social media. He know darn well that's how Melody make her money, through social media, right? But talking about the monster dad don't care. They don't care about nothing but themselves. He's been labeled a narcissist, and that's what they say. A narcissist don't have no empathy, even with their children, that he used his children as a supply. Could it be? Could it be? He's angry at his dad. He said his daddy was incarcerated for over 20 years, right? So what kind of dad is he? What kind of dad is Martell? Martell seems to think that he's a good dad because he feels like he wasn't incarcerated all those years. He feels like he's been in the children's life, but he's in the children's life with his paramour, right? Wreaking havoc and making their life uncomfortable and unbearable. And he talked about his dad. He said that his dad wasn't in his life. He went to prison for selling marijuana. He was just always in prison, was never around. Then he said, but he still is a good guy. That's how he see himself. He constantly abused his ex-wife. He constantly tried to block bags of money from coming in the house. He constantly abused the children. Now, allegedly, in court document, it saw a court document where the oldest son, what he did to the oldest son, said that he abused the oldest son so much till, well, his children, to the court took the kids from him for 50 some days. He claimed Melody with her elder. He lied and said Melody was with the elder children. But when we find out, it was court order because he was abused. The monster dad, y'all. This monster dad pictured himself as a good man, y'all. But then when he described himself as a kid, he said, I didn't blame my dad for not being there. I didn't have him growing up. I really didn't realize that there were things that I didn't have. Then he turned around and said, I wasn't an angry kid because I didn't have a father, but I was bad as hell. Then he turned around and said, my son is the same way. And I'm in his life 100%. Now, he's not talking about the oldest son. He's talking about the son he got by that paramour. He seen the favor the son by the paramour because the son by the paramour got behavior issues, right? So he don't see these behavior issues because why? He reminds him of himself. He says he wasn't an angry kid. Yes, you were, because you are an angry adult. You have temper tantrum. We have watched you. We have watched you throw temper tantrum at your ex-wife, not sometimes, but most of the time, constantly. Oh, the monster dad. That's not the only monster dad on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Oh, we got Marcel too. Marcel is the dad on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Just don't give a damn about his kids. Them your kids, Tisha. Them your kids. He don't want to be bothered. He won't even take his kids to get a haircut. The monster's dad. All the monster dad do is think about themselves and want the public to see them as a good father. Oh, don't forget about Uncle Fester. Uncle Fester just put his son off. He wanted his son down here for a storyline. Miss Kimmy up there crying on the porch because he gonna tell Kimmy that son coming down here. And Kimmy knew that, oh God, I'm going to be the one raising the son. Now, and then the monster dads don't care. They don't care what for damn about their children, allegedly. The monster dad is on Love and Marriage Huntsville. The typical stereotypes that is being displayed across the country, where they want to say that the majority of black men are monster dad. The majority of black men are no good and don't care about their children. And this is what Love and Marriage Huntsville has shown us. Now the monster dad now. Let's talk about the monster dad being spotted at the Social Security office. Well, allegedly, can't 100% say that was him. But I don't see why not. I would use my kids to get a check. I can go down there and apply for Social Security disability on a mental issue and get a check for me and my children. Talking about the monster dad would do anything. They would use their children as a supply. The monster dad. Next, you're going to read about the monster mama. Well, breaking the news is this mom, right, that left her children, abandoned her children for 5 years. You guys, let's take a look at her. Something is wrong with her. I got this from Miss T Styles, you guys.
What's going on? You would never know.
So this is she right here. This mom looks very beautiful, right? She's living her best life. Meanwhile, it's a horror story going on with her children. The children are left alone. The landlord had discovered that they are living in filth, mold, feces. Been living like that for 5 years by themselves. Now, I just don't know What's wrong with her? Could be some kind of mental illness, or could be she just don't care what for damn. Left her children in the house since 2020, a good 5 years by themselves. Now, from 10, 7, and 6, it started, they say, right? I'm getting this from T Styles, you guys. So from 10, 7, and 6, they were left alone by themselves. And the boy told the authority that he and his sisters had lived by themselves since maybe 2020, 21. Now that the oldest boy is 15 years old, on February the 14th, 2005, now their ages are 15, 12, and 13, right? Now, every month the rent had been paid, but for some reason she quit paying the rent, and the landlord discovered this. When the landlord walked inside that home, said that garbage was piled up 4 feet high, feces everywhere, mold everywhere, toilet stool just tilted over with feces and urine, and human waste was just everywhere, y'all. The ABC News said that they got weekly deliveries from their mama. Of course, they put the food left on the porch, right? So as a neighbor confessed that the children used to holler at him when he came outside to go to the car. The neighbor would say, they would say, nice car, but he said he had no idea what was going on in the house. He said he did not know that the children were standing on all them piles and piles of debris. Now, going back inside the house, the oldest boy said he slept on a mattress and the children slept on piece of boxes. Now the young lady lived somewhere else. She dressed nice, she looked good, and she lived a good life. But she left her children in the house alone by themselves. Where was Dad? Dad not in the picture. So now she's in jail, you guys, rightfully so. Look, y'all, that she was just low down, that's all. Cause she knew it was wrong. She did not want to stay in that field, and she did not live in that field. She moved in with somebody else 6 minutes down. So that's it. When we see children being neglected and abused, the Black community got a habit of turning the other way and saying, I ain't no snitch. I ain't no snitch. Meanwhile, the children are suffering, and it's just not right. We as adults has to look out for the community. We are a tribe, and we need to care. Now they said that the children are with a paternal granddaddy, and hopefully they're doing okay. It's about a severe child support case. Now, one thing about the Black community, we don't like to get involved. But when children is involved, we are mandated. You are not protecting the adults. You gotta protect the children. This is about a lady who left her children in a home for 3 years by themselves while she went off and did her thing. Here we go. This is the news. This is from Pontiac, Michigan.
Where was the mom living that whole time? Welcome to 7 News Detroit at 6. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Mike Duffy. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, Kelly Bryant is facing federal charges of child abuse after investigators discovered her children living in filth and squalor for years. And today, our team found out where Bryant may have been living.
And that's not all. 7 News Detroit reporter Sarah Michaels is also listening to the children's grandparents tonight, and a neighbor who says he actually had interactions with the kids before.
Up until this point, many of us believe that the 3 children living in this home had no contact with anyone except for their mother for nearly 5 years. Well, today we learned that at least a handful of times they did call out to a neighbor. Was it just that one time?
Maybe 2 or 3 times.
A father himself, Jamar Johnson, tells me he felt the need to share that he heard the 3 kids abandoned in squalor in this Pontiac home. For 6 months, he has lived 2 doors down, and occasionally they yelled out their window to him.
Just, they say, hey, nice car. But, and I might wave back at them, but that's it. There's no way that I could have known that they were in a terrible situation.
Johnson says, how could he know that the room the children were calling from was stacked 4 feet high with mold, feces, and trash? He says he never saw them outside, but he saw their mother, 34-year-old Kelly Marie Bryant.
She would be outside for hours and hours with a friend.
Johnson says Bryant was always in a car with a friend. He never saw her go inside, and he wonders, who was that friend? Did they know who Bryant was hiding?
She's from here, she's from there, we don't know where she resides.
So many have been wondering where Bryant herself lived while her children sat in isolation. Court documents show 2 addresses. At one of them, I talked to a woman who confirmed Bryant was living here.
Were you guys living together?
The house is about 6 minutes away from where Bryant's children were. The woman behind the door telling me that Bryant always told them the kids were with their dad, and Bryant actually played with other people's kids. The 3 children, ages 15, 13, and 12, are currently staying with their maternal grandpa. Over the phone, their paternal grandpa, Samuel White, tells me he and the kids' father have been trying to see the kids for years.
But it just hurt because it's not the fact that she had to take them to that. Why would she do that and that wasn't the situation?
White says that he personally asked Bryant to bring the kids around. The answer was always no, begging the final question, and perhaps the biggest question, why would she do this? How are you guys coping with that?
I mean, it's sickening because it was like we wasn't running from the situation. We always asked about them. They doing all right, but it's